The city has been working with several stakeholders to identify an improvement design to the Highway 97 and Cooley Road intersection. In this next segment, we'll find out more about this project design and how it is expected to accommodate traffic in the next 10 to 20 years.
We're looking at a midterm plan, a solution to how we deal now with the traffic problems that we have at Cooley and 97, and how we keep those from getting worse as development continues to occur, both in the commercial areas and at Juniper Ridge. One of the ways that we did this is we asked our staff to put together, working with ODOT, a bunch of alternatives, and then we ran those alternatives by a committee which comprised members of the retail community and citizens and the neighborhood association and ODOT and our staff.
The Sounding Board Committee was asked to look at 9 different alternatives relative to a midterm solution at Cooley and 97. We selected down to looking at everything from a full interchange operation to a high-speed intersection approach, which is ultimately what was adopted.
Cooley Road, the Highway 97 Cooley Road intersection, is that we have a concept for this intersection that would place a traffic signal kind of away from the intersection and 2 other traffic signals on Highway 97. So right now we're trying to see, well, what is it going to take to build that and how we're going to build it and where we're going to get the funding for it and if we can develop partnerships for that.
Well, what's really clear is when we built the Parkway, we built it for the town that we were then, not the city that we are now. And at both the north and the south end, we're looking at ways we have to improve that to make traffic work.
This is a very important project to not just to Juniper Ridge, but all of Northeast Bend, especially commercial properties in the area, because the intersection is at capacity today.
So the preferred concept is that we're going to take Cooley Road, and that's going to go underneath the railroad tracks out here, and then Cooley Road's going to go underneath Highway 97. So there'll be a structure, a bridge that goes over Cooley Road, and then the railroad's going to go over Cooley Road. We're going to take the signal out here at Highway 97 and Cooley Road, we're going to move it west a bit, and we're also going to put a signal south of here on 97 and one north, and these are what we call high-flow signalized intersections. So in some of the turn moves, in some of the movements, you'll actually just go straight through. If you're heading up, let's say, to Redmond, you only encounter 1 traffic signal, for instance.
Currently, there are about 30,000 trips a day going through the intersection, and it is at capacity according to ODOT's mobility standards.
The midterm solution is designed to address between now and when we can get the long-term solution, the 2 bigger solutions that may take 10 to 20 years to finally get funded, designed, and developed. So this will give us that kind of breathing room we need in order to do economic development in the north end of Bend.
6 months ago, we were really scratching our heads trying to figure out if there was a way to get there from here. Now it looks like perhaps there is. And the way to get there from here was held up, I think, by two problems. One is we didn't have a really good design for the intersection, and now we do. The second thing is we didn't have a funding mechanism. I believe that the pieces are beginning to fall in place so that we can both build and pay for that intersection.
The standard, the norm, and the industry standards, you look out 20 years, and we have traffic models that look out 20 years, and it takes in all the land uses that have been planned out here and says, well, in 20 years, what would the traffic look like? And we also pare it down to 10-year increments.
We've been working with more than 40 stakeholders since last May, including private property owners, neighborhood representatives, ODOT, and Deschutes County.
The Chamber is involved in this transportation issue because, one, we have over 75 members that are directly affected in that area about what happens up there. Their accessibility is an issue for them, developing a good workable long-term solution, and also figuring out how they can contribute to being part of the financing of that long-term as well as midterm solution.
Well, it's real important to talk with businesses, and this is a very important commercial area right now in this area of the city.
We've been working very closely with Boyd Acres Neighborhood Association and other neighborhood groups, and their participation was essential in coming up with a concept that worked for everybody.
It's been a great working relationship. It'll let us look at the alternatives out there and ultimately come to a workable solution that everybody felt comfortable with.
One of the things that's driving this is the need to separate out local traffic from through traffic. The highway is really designed to move people through Bend.
The city and ODOT have to work very closely on this project and have been working very closely. Obviously, Highway 97 is an ODOT facility. Cooley Road is a city facility, and the solution is going to be a team effort.
What's really important is to know what that solution is, to know that the solution is funded, and to begin to move toward the construction. Even if the construction takes a while, and it will, it's a significant project, we'll be able to move forward with generating additional trips through that intersection during the interim period.
It's the idea of how do you get 30,000 vehicles and trucks, because the trucks have to have a free flow on 97 when you have projects, and so you almost have to build an alternative road system to handle the traffic while you're building the bridge. And of course the railroad is another complicated piece that's been done before, and so we want to draw on that expertise and that experience. But that's where the permitting comes in, and you start working out with the state and with the railroads about how we're going to do this project, and of course with the businesses, because their access, people getting to their business is affected at that time too.
Within the next 2 months, the consultants will come back to us with a work plan, a schedule, and a financing plan for the project, and then begin preliminary design.